roaster. This is the heart of our Cafe Aqui, and we named her Simone after Nina Simone, the great singer. And this roaster roasts 11 pounds of coffee at a time, and it was made by Boyd Gildner and the Renegade Roaster Group in California, in Southern California. And it was made to order for us, and it's a really cool roaster. I've roasted on a bigger version of this machine, but this is like a sports car. It's like a small batch roaster, and we can really dial it in a nice way. So one of the cool things that makes this roaster unique is this touchscreen control panel. And we can basically like drive the burners with these computer processors. So once we know what we want to do with a coffee, we can remember that and dial it in and have the burners kind of make these micro adjustments to the roast, which is important for coffee because basically when you roast coffee, you're ramping it up slowly and heating the bean up to these certain important temperatures. And how fast you do that, just like cooking food, is important to the flavor of it. You're making the goal is to make the coffee as sweet as possible and bring out all the kind of natural flavors that exist in the coffee bean. And so you do that with heat and air flow and drum speed. And what's cool about this is you can control all of those step by step. So here's a bag of coffee from Uganda. It's organic. A lot of our coffee is organic. Some of it's fair trade. A lot of coffee is organic anyway, even if it doesn't have organic certification. There's a lot of interesting ins and outs to the whole fair trade, organic, Rainforest Alliance certifications. So that's something that we're navigating ourselves. This is coffee from Guatemala. You can see the difference in these coffees actually when you look at them. Like this is like a coffee from the northern part of Guatemala, Huehuetenango, and it's they call Central American coffees washed milds, and it's the way they're processed. The coffee grows on a tree. It's a cherry. There are two beans. They're kind of like twins in the cherry, and so the cherries are pulped and washed, and they're let ferment in water. The ferment is really like part of the art of processing coffee after it's been harvested. So that's really going to affect the way it tastes. So one way is washing and pulping it with water, and then letting it ferment, and then it still has a casing around it, which they call the pergamino, which is like a parchment casing around the beans. And then that's taken off. It's let dry, and the pergamino is taken off, and it gets to this state. So the other way to do it is dry process. Like this is a coffee from the Sidamo region of Ethiopia. And again, Ethiopia is like the birthplace of coffee, and the way that they process their coffees there, and one of the things that gives them their unique characteristics is that it's dry processed coffee. I don't know if you can see it here, but it's just taken off the tree or the bush, and it's laid out in its cherry form, and it dries in the sun that way, probably because there wasn't a lot of water to be washing it and stuff like that. And then the fruit, the dried fruit, is crumbled off in the parchment also, and it gets to this state. And so that's going to give you what some in the coffee world would call like a wilder, more earthy kind of taste than the washed coffees. Here. And the cool thing about coffee is, one, everybody has their neighborhoods and stuff, but a lot of us, all the different coffee roasters, we have different beans, and it's like a recipe book, Everybody does things just a little differently. It's not a better or worse thing. It's just, I feel like we're all coffee explorers together, kind of. Like people who are at, roasting their coffee. At that point, they're on a quest, And I feel like we're all on the same quest together, which is kind of fun. It makes it fun. We can hopefully exchange information most of the people that I've met in the coffee world are really like open about stuff, and if they have an espresso recipe, they'll share it. And because everybody's going to take that recipe and do something different. So, and everybody has, they're going to have different beans too, so it's not necessarily going to taste the same recipe with a different beans from the same place, but slightly different farm or whatever. It's all these things will add to the character of the cup. You can hear it wailing away there. So we've been roasting for almost 11 minutes now. And we're getting pretty close. Now look at the coffee. It's getting that coffee look.
Yeah.
And you can smell how the smell is changing. It's getting kind of like starting to smell like coffee. Mocha Java has this one smell, and I've never been able to describe it. So you're gonna see the fan is gonna come on, and this is gonna start spinning. Because I've programmed it to do that at 440, just to let me know when the temperature is there. Now you can see these beans. I don't know if the light's right for you, but you can see them starting to get that velvety sheen. So another important thing is how fast you cool the coffee. We brought this stuff up to 450 degrees almost, so we want to cool it as fast as possible so it stops cooking.
Oh, okay.
So this is sucking a whole bunch of air down and through. Here it's still popping. That's the second pop. But see how it has that kind of velvety look to it? I mean, that's what I describe as I would describe as velvety. So it takes about 3 minutes to